Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I will be doing a Q&A to celebrate 1,500 subscribers. So thank you so much for 1,500 subscribers, and I hope you enjoy this rambly Q&A. Okay, so let's get right into the questions. So the first question is, how many hamsters have you had? Pepper is my first hamster. The next question is, will you always have hamsters? I would love to have hamsters, and I do definitely plan to have a hamster after Pepper. However, I think there will be a point where I would also like to have different pets. I would really love to have rats in the future. I probably would not want to have a ton of pets all at once. So I don't know that I will always have hamsters, but I definitely do want to have some hamsters in the future. The next question is, what inspired you to get a hamster? Or why did you become interested in hamsters? So, I kind of talked about this on my hamster care journey video, so go watch that if you haven't already. But I was really never interested in getting any pet besides a dog or a cat or a horse. So it was kind of, not impulsive, but kind of impulsive. So I basically walked into a pet store one day with my grandparents, and I was like, oh my gosh, the hamsters are so cute, like all these pets are so cute. And I was like, well, I mean, like if I wanted to, I could get a pet. So then I started doing a bunch of research, and I became completely obsessed with all small animals, and I eventually narrowed it down to hamsters. And I was like, well, a hamster would be the best fit for me right now. After about a month and a half of research, I went and got Pepper, who is my first hamster. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into hamsters. It was very random, very like spur of the moment type of thing. The next question is, what is my favorite hamster breed? My favorite hamster breed is Syrian, of course. Someone asked, if you get a new hamster, what species would it be? I want my next hamster to specifically be a male Syrian because I love Syrians, as I said, but I think having a female Syrian can be a bit much at times because they can be pretty demanding. So my next hamster, I would love it to be a male Syrian. Someone else asked, what is your favorite Syrian hamster color? This one is kind of hard because I love all of the different colorings, but my favorite would have to be the, I think they're like blonde or yellow Syrians. I don't know their proper name, but I think those ones are so cute. Someone else asked, if you got another hamster, what would you definitely name them, and what would you definitely not name them? So some of my favorite names, like I said, it would be a male Syrian. So some of my favorite names are, I like the names Bear, Moose, Buddy, Duncan. Those are some of my favorites. And some ones that I definitely would not name them, I don't know, just maybe some of the I don't really like the human names for pets. Someone else asked, what is my dream hamster cage? I would love it, kind of more unrealistically, but I would love it if the Night Angel Vista cage came in 1,500 square inches. That would probably be my dream cage. I love the design and build and everything. I just wish it came in a larger size. But more realistically, probably just a DIY cage, like the one that Victoria Rachel did, the 4-foot by 2-foot one. I really like that one. And if I do upgrade Pepper, that would be the cage that I would upgrade her to. Someone else asked, what are your opinions on themed cage setups? I don't really have a problem with themed cage setups as long as they have enough enrichment for the hamster. I would probably never do a themed cage setup myself. I did do a spring theme cage setup in the past. That setup was honestly one of the worst ones I've done, to be honest. Not because it was a themed setup, just because it was just not a great setup overall. Anyway, but I know Cosmic Hamsters does theme setups. She does a really good job of having them have a clear theme but still have a lot of enrichment for the hamster. So I think theme cage setups are fine as long as you focus on the theme and your hamster's enrichment needs and stuff like that. I was also asked what my opinions on Forage are. I think Forage is an essential for hamsters. I definitely think scatter feeding is a must unless your hamster is elderly and can't move around that well, or you just got your hamster, or you need to monitor their food intake for whatever reason. But I definitely think scatter feeding your hamster is the best way to go. And I also think that having a forage mix is very important because that is just a really great way to provide them with enrichment and help them like live out their natural behaviors that they would in the wild. And then the next question is, what is Pepper's favorite spray? Pepper is she's just picky with everything, honestly. She is kind of your typical female Syrian, but anyway, she is picky with her sprays. Red millet and sorghum, and those are kind of the only ones that she will eat. She will eat oat sprays occasionally, but only if they're a specific kind. And then the other ones, she'll either leave them alone or just destroy them at random. And I don't know why she does, but I'll just get up and like she's just ripped apart a spray and just left it laying there. I'm like, oh my gosh, Pepper. The next question is, what inspired you to start proper hamster care? And this was another question, did you ever have bad hamster care? So when I first got Pepper, after doing again about those like 6 weeks of research, I knew the bare basics of proper hamster care. To be honest, I probably should have done more research, but I started out with a 450 square inch bin cage, which was just way too small. If you don't know, the US minimum has changed from 450 square inches to 600 square inches, and personally, I definitely think this is more accurate. I tend to lean towards the 775 German square inch minimum, and I think a lot of people are starting to realize as well that that is probably the best minimum, because it can be really hard to set up cages that are 600 square inches and provide enough enrichment for your hamster. And that was definitely the case with my first 2 cages. So yes, I did start out with pretty bad care. She only had like 5 inches of bedding. As I said, her cage was too small, her wheel was too small, and I was feeding a pretty bad seed mix, and she really had absolutely nothing to do. So it took me a while to upgrade. Eventually I upgraded her to a larger bin cage. That was the 50 gallon, but that was also too small. Again, that one is under 600 square inches, so definitely too small in my opinion, until I finally upgraded her to the 75 gallon. But yeah, I will have an updated hamster care journey coming out sometime this month, so if you're interested to know like more about my hamster care journey, you can stay tuned for that video or watch the first one that I did. What inspired you to start proper care? So the thing that inspired me was really just watching hamster YouTubers. That's where I learned everything about hamster care and proper hamster care, and especially after I joined YouTube, I really felt compelled to continue upgrading and improving my care now that I was like putting videos out there. Someone else said, what are some proper care opinions that you disagree with? I suppose one opinion, I guess, is that you have to upgrade like immediately and drastically if you have bad care. I think it's okay to upgrade slowly. I don't think it's okay to get a hamster and have bad care knowing that you can't afford to provide your hamster with proper care. I think you need to do the proper research and make sure you have enough money and resources and time, etc., to support a hamster, because they are not just an impulsive purchase or a toy or anything like that. However, if you did get a hamster and you realize your care isn't good, then I would say it's okay to upgrade slowly. Like, say if you have a critter trail, I think you don't have to jump all the way into getting like, you know, a DIY cage or a paw hut or something if you can't afford that. I think just get a bin cage for now, and then as long as you are constantly working to upgrade your care, just do what you can afford right now, and I think that is okay. Okay, and then the last questions were some more like personal ones, not so much about hamsters. The first one is, what is my favorite color? My favorite color is blue. I don't really know what exact shade of blue, probably like a gray blue. That's really pretty. But yeah, I love blue. What's my favorite season? Spring. I love the weather in spring and all the flowers and all the baby animals. What is the best meal of the day, in my opinion? I love lunch. I love snacks, and I feel like lunch is the meal with the most snacks, so that's why I love lunch. And then someone else said, I know you love horses, so what is your favorite horse breed and color? My favorite horse breed is probably Morgan horses. I love how versatile they are and like their appearance. And yeah, just something about Morgan horses I really like. I also like quarter horses. That might also be my favorite. I know that's kind of a basic answer, but at the barn where I ride, it's mostly quarter horses and Arabians. That's kind of what I'm used to. So yeah, quarter horses, Morgans. I love halflingers, but unfortunately I probably will never be able to like ride or own a halflinger because they do tend to be on the shorter side and I am very tall. So yeah, I probably would not fit on a halflinger, but they're so cute. And then my favorite horse color would be Palomino. I have a soft spot for Palominos. I also love like blue roans are super pretty, but then there's also just something about like a classic bay that's so adorable. I don't know, bay horses are the cutest. Anyway, and then someone else asked, what editing app do you use and what do you edit on? I use CapCut to edit my videos. I edit on my phone. I do like everything for YouTube on my phone. I make thumbnails on Canva, and I get music from either the YouTube audio library or there's a creator on YouTube, Massobeats, that makes really great music. And then I also get music from Upbeat as well, which is a website. And then the final question is, what is the biggest lesson you have learned from owning Pepper? So I would probably say the biggest lesson I have learned from owning Pepper would probably just be to stick with it and to handle stressful situations. This sounds really bad, but honestly, owning a hamster has been very stressful, especially owning Pepper, because, like I said, she is like the epitome of a female Syrian. To be fair, I did start off with bad care, so I think like any hamster would not be happy with that. But if she is unhappy, she will do everything in her power to escape, and seeing her stressed stresses me out, so when she's really stressed, I'm like 10 times more stressed. Yeah, anyway, it got to the point where I was sleeping in the living room every night because I couldn't handle being in the same room as her, because I would just be like, oh my gosh, she's making a noise, what is she doing? Is she trying to escape? Or if she wasn't making a noise, then I'd be like, oh my gosh, what is she doing? She's not making a noise, is she okay? So eventually I moved her into the next room, so she's no longer in my bedroom. You may have noticed that, because when I started my channel, her cage was in my room, but then we moved it to the next room, which is my dad's office, so that's now where she is, and I've finally been able to sleep at night. But eventually I did manage to have better care where she was happier. And now, the most recent setup that I have done, she really enjoys this, and I have not noticed any boredom behaviors from her in this setup, knock on wood. So I am finally starting to figure it out after a year of owning a hamster. But yeah, owning a hamster is definitely not all happiness and good times and cuteness. But I wouldn't take it back. I think owning a hamster has also taught me a lot about commitment, and basically forcing myself to be like, this was a decision that you made. You committed to owning this hamster. You can't just, be like, oh, this is too stressful, I am going to get rid of her. But anyway, everything has worked out in the end, and it still can be really stressful owning a hamster, but I think that has helped me learn how to deal with stress. And yeah, that would kind of be my answer for that. That was kind of a long answer, but yeah. So that concludes all of the questions for this video. If you watched all the way to the end, you are amazing. This video was very long and rambly. I guess leave a donut emoji if you watched this far, and I will pin your comment because that is crazy. So, so thank you so much for 1,500 subscribers. Again, it's crazy how fast this channel has grown. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!